Alright, this is a tutorial on how to beat the tower quickly. The gimmick of this area is that you come in with no guns and no wrench because you've been captured. Your only option here is to come down into this tunnel. And you have two things you can do here. You can fast crawl with the frame perfect jump, same frame you into the tunnel, which I do not recommend because it's very difficult. You can see I messed it up a lot there. Or you can just dive roll through it. Barely slower. Definitely recommend that. Let's come down here to get your wrench. You can dive past these guys, tank this guy. And you should do a fast crawl right there, because that one is trivial. You can just buffer the jump to do it. And I was on a bit of a bad cycle, so that guy hit me. If you make it through here fast enough to be on that cycle, you should just wait it out. Otherwise, you're just going to take damage from this guy. Okay, now this room, let me go over here and show you what this looks like first. Right here, you can skip the entirety of this room if you make it up onto this ledge. And you can't just make it up there by normal means. A ledge grab is just barely not enough. But there is a slope over here. And if you keep this slope boost momentum all the way over there, then that's enough speed. It's not too tricky to do, just time your jumps right, and there you go, you skipped this entire room. And right here, you can see there's an animation of this guy carrying the wrench. What you want to do is you want to leave the room and come back in to skip this animation. Also, apparently, if you pause long enough, he just stops and teleports. I didn't know that, but pausing doesn't pause the timer, so there's no real benefit to doing that. So yeah, re-enter the room to skip the animation. Let's chuck this box at him to kill him. Yep, he can be pretty annoying. It shouldn't take more than one toss, but like if you're really bad, like I am, it can take you 2 tosses. No big deal though. Just come on over here and back up to the floor 0 of the tower. Kill that guy with your wrench. You don't have to tank him. Alright, now normally there's nothing you can do at this point on this floor. But because we have Dodger and that handy glitch, if I time it right, go straight through here. It can be a little tricky to time it right. I find it much easier to time on an actual controller, but I'm using keyboard for this. Just come on up here and grab this key. You can get a fast crawl on this next room for free with the buffered jump. And you can get a free ledge cancel with your dive off of this box as well. Nothing to do on floor 2, only floor of the tower we don't touch at all in this run. Do another dive roll to get through here. Some funny dialogue, by the way. Too linear for skips. There's a key on this floor, but we don't need it yet. Just skip that. And right here, there is actually a fairly major intended skip here. You can just stomp right here and skip this entire room. Unfortunately, there's no way to do a fast crawl here, you just have to dodger through. Want to charge your wrench here to open up the door for the next trip back. You can do a fast crawl there, I wouldn't recommend it though. Right here though, it's free. Messing up my movement pretty bad. And now you have your gun back. That is all of the movement tools. Definitely don't dodger there, that's not worth it. I don't know why I did. Alright, this is the point where you actually want to get this key. Before that, I'm going to shoot a rocket here and make your way over to this. Now, if you time your jump very well, and let's see, over here, you need to hit this thing. Normally, you'd want to jump on top of this box. But let's see if I can get this shot. Yeah, okay, if you see little white tweak things coming towards you, you know you hit it. Looks like I'm not hitting it. It's a very difficult shot. I'll try for it, and then if I get the hit... Okay, I see I got the little tweaks that time, so when I saw those coming at me, I'd go back left. But if I didn't see those, I'd just come up here and shoot again like that. If you want to be really ballsy, then you can just do a shot like that and hope it works. I wouldn't recommend it, that's pretty risky. Let's grab this key and head on over. At this point, we haven't touched the right side of the tower at all, but we can still go get the electric wrench. That's a bit of a sequence break because we came in with 2 keys already. Alright, when you get to this guy, don't mash pause. Because there is actually a frame in between the 2 cutscenes where you can pause the game, and that can cause a lot of issues. So skip cutscene, wait for the next cutscene, and then skip it. Okay, if I got a fast crawl there, I would have been able to go straight through, but I messed it up a bit. Let me do that again to demonstrate. Yeah, you can beat that cycle if you do a fast crawl. Let's come straight back on up. And now we're actually going to be heading to the right side of the tower. To the 3rd floor here. This is a pretty long one, so if you want to try to go for a gun boost, it's probably worth it to try once, but if you miss it, just dodger through. Okay, now this key down here is actually a trigger for a boss fight. It's not a boss fight right here, it's one of the Silver Watchman fights on the upper floor. So it's important to grab this key. We would want to get it anyway, but it's important to do it in this order so that boss fight triggers. Let's come right on up to the 4th floor, I believe. No, 5th floor. Rocket in here, and then come straight on over to this room before your charge runs out, and solve this next puzzle. Now you can get this key down here either before or after you fight the Silver Watchman up there. It doesn't really matter which, just don't forget it. Alright, now this fight, there's 2 strategies you can do. I will show beginner strategy here. And then I'll probably include a video in the description for the advanced strategy. So for the beginner method, what you want to do is, let's see, okay, I can't get close enough without starting the fight, whatever, I'll just pause it. You can see on the left side of the room, there's a slope. So what you want to do is you want to shoot bombs against that slope so that they roll into the back of the boss and hit him. Because you can't just hit him from the front, but if you hit him with bombs from the back, that's a 1/3 of his life. And then just stand next to the slope to bait him over to you. Then hit him with another bomb. Okay, he didn't get quite close enough there, so that bomb missed him. Okay, that's what you want to happen. And now we have 5 keys at this point, but it still just displays 3 because that is the intended maximum. Also, that tweak that I just got, I should talk about that. There's normally a boss fight in this room, but doing that fight up at the top first just skips this fight. Like, this fight won't happen unless you do it first. So that's the major benefit of doing the entire left side first and then the entire right side. Now we have 4 keys, we're about to go get the 5th key. And right here, there's another cutscene trigger. So as before, dodge roll into it to move hyperspeed. Okay. Right up from here is the elevator fight with the Silver Watchman. If you can hit up on the same frame that you that the elevator stops, it'll just progress upward without the boss fight happening. You can't pause buffer this, and you can't really time it in any way. It's just, you just have to mash and hope it happens. I haven't found a better way to do it. I'm not going to try for it in this, and I'm not going to do another video for it because it's kind of trivial. You just mash and hope. So I'm just going to show off the boss fight here. Okay, this guy is actually low enough down that you can hit him with your wrench, and that is the highest DPS. However, if you just mash the wrench like as fast as you can, then every other hit is going to miss. So you want to wrench and then wait a split second and then wrench again. And if he does the attack where he moves higher up, just shoot your stun gun at him. Okay, and then after you kill him, it's a very short fight. The skip doesn't really matter, it's like 20 seconds. But after you kill him, you want to swap to your bomb gun and then charge your wrench. That way you're ready for this room here. So here, you just shoot a bomb diagonally upright, and then you can dive right under this. Pretty simple. Here's where we use almost all of our hard-earned keys. This room is ridiculously long. It's the only spot where I really recommend, like, definitely going for the gun boost, because if you hit it here, like, see how long this is? That is a huge time save. I don't know why I did that. You don't want to jump up on here. Just do a gun boost right up here and that's enough. That's just a bunch of cutscenes. And that is the end of the tower. There's not a lot to it. Mechanically, at least. I mean, there's a lot to remember, is all. It's the most complicated area, most complicated route, least linear, you know. But I'm gonna cut it here, and then next video.